Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hey all, it's your older brother Cappy here. You can go to assholeconsulting.com if you have questions. And money. We charge for this service because I am your mean older brother, not the nice one that gives you advice. Do you know how you can tell whether advice is good advice or bad advice? The good advice you have to pay for. The bad advice is given to you for free, sometimes often unrequested. So go talk to asshole brother Cappy over at assholeconsulting.com and give me your fucking money. Hello, Senor Aaron. I'm a 20-year-old guy that is currently attending a community college. I'm doing well in school, but the reason that I'm going is solely the threat of losing financial support from my parents, as I'm currently working about 35 hours a week as a personal trainer. Okay, so you got a job. You're making money. The problem is that I have no idea what I want to do with my life, and I feel that I'm wasting time in school, though not money, as financial aid covers my attendance because of my family's low annual income. I'm in the prospect of road tripping throughout the country and getting out of Chicago, maybe finding some other state to move to. The only problem with that is that I'm not sure whether to continue with school, and I risk missing the application deadline for the financial aid for the upcoming 2016 semesters. All right, so you do have summers off. You could do a summer trip if you wanted. You could maybe do both. Take off this summer, go travel around, and then come back. Alongside that, I feel my parents will not be at all happy with my decision to not go to school when I'm doing the planned trip. I feel they will be belligerent towards me to the point where I will need to leave my home. Well, then what kind of loving parents are that? I have about $1,300 in savings, and I practically live for free, only to pay the electric bill, car insurance, and provide the rainy day funds when needed. Should I tough it out and just go to school, save money, and go on my soul-searching trip, hopefully finding a new home and figuring out what to do with myself? Or should I first find another job, move out, and save to leave Illinois? Since you always suggest the military, I have to mention that it is not an option for me, as I've already talked to a recruiter. I do not make the cut because of medical reasons as a child. Also, would a motorcycle be a good idea for taking such a trip? I have a romanticized idea of such a trip, and that would include a motorcycle. Yeah, best regards, Louise. Well, thank you, Louise. No, don't. If you haven't ridden a motorcycle, don't do a trip like that. It's just not risky, or it's just not worth the risk. You gotta learn to drive a little bit. Ironically, you being in Chicago, that's going to be the most dangerous and probably the best testing grounds right away. Because if you can learn to drive in Chicago traffic, even though it's really slow, but like at night when it moves a little bit, and don't take this trip on a motorcycle, kid. Just don't. Plus, when you take these trips, especially if you're going to do it on the cheap, you need a place to sleep. And with a motorcycle, you're either relegated to a tent, which you got to bring, which takes away storage space, or you got to go get a hotel, which kills any gas savings you might have had with a motorcycle. Here's the deal. In theory, I'll be coming out with a new book. It'll be an essay. Hopefully this one will be an essay, not what I intended to be an essay. It ended up becoming a book with the IQ book. But I am 100% convinced that a young man has to go out and explore, and a young woman as well, has to go out and explore the country before they major in college. You just have to. You don't know what you want to major in. You don't know what you want to become. More importantly, you don't know where you want to live. You don't even know what your options are for living. So I am absolutely 100% for you doing this, because in the long run, it's going to save you money and make you a happier person. Your parents don't see it that way. Your parents are probably more old and traditional. If they're immigrants, they probably think you have to go to college, because that's what's been blared into their ears for the past 50 years. And they're wrong, especially with the backdrop of this education bubble occurring. But for your specific situation, here's what you want to do. Your first 2 years, and I think you're coming up on finishing your second year because you're 20. Your first 2 years are pretty much classes you'd have to be taking anyway. So the first 2 years you have not wasted at community college. You got your prereqs out of the way. You got all your bullshit out of the way. Now it's kind of rubber hits the road time where, shoot, you don't know, because you never knew what you wanted to do. All you had was your parents had blared in, you must go to college. Well, they didn't go to college, or they were too poor to go to college. So now they're going to blare into your ear, you must go to college. If you don't, we're going to kick you out. And so, but it's pointless to go to college if you don't know what you want to do. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. So the financially wise thing for you to do would be not to go to college, don't apply. I know you get your tuition in, but you're wasting your time. That's the one thing. Well, I get paid. I get my Pell Grant. Well, one, if it's a grant, sure, but if it's a loan, student loans, that's not your money. You got to pay that shit back. So you lose your time and money majoring in something you're not too sure about. Thus, why you should go on your trip, find out what you really want to do. So between now and then, you got kind of an interesting situation. It's tricky. $1,300 saved up now. What is it? It's March, almost April. That's going to give you 3 months, April, May, June, not even. And you're already in school, so you're not going to have that much more money saved up. Because $1,300, boy, man, that's not going to be enough. I mean, you won't be able to do a summer. I was thinking like maybe this summer you take off and you go. You're not going to be able to do a summer. What you could be able to do is like maybe a 2-week expeditionary force out into the west that is closest to Chicago, and that would be, I think your closest is Denver. Let's take a look. Let's double check. I'd hate to give you wrong info. You would hit both. What I'm saying is you hit Denver, and then you also hit the Black Hills. The Black Hills is not as big as Denver. See, because you're at the same latitude. I think you just take 25 straight over. Chicago, Illinois to Denver, Colorado. What's the drive? The drive is 14 hours, so you could do that in a day. Chicago to Rapid City. I think Rapid City is a little bit further. Oh, they're about the same. Okay, so it's $1 a piece. Maybe go to Denver first because you check it out. But those would be the two towns I'd recommend hitting. Maybe in a 2-week, road trip. You might be able to fit a little bit of Wyoming in there. I don't know why you would. Maybe do Colorado, drive across the highway, the Rocky Mountains to Grand Junction, Colorado. They kind of take the back way through Wyoming and make it to Rapid City. But yeah, because with that budget, you're going to spend maybe $1,000 on this trip if you do it right. And you'd sleep in your car, you'd stop at waysides, you wouldn't stay at hotels. You spend a little bit of time in Denver, check it out, see the sights, drive around Colorado to Estes Park, go up into Empire and all that, or just toy around. The southern part of Colorado is awesome too, but I would definitely drive over and take a look at Grand Junction. And then I would make it up into Rapid City and there, once again, spend a couple days. So what, a day out, 3 days, 4, because Colorado's big, 5 up to South Dakota, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, maybe you could do it in a little bit shy of a week, and then on your way back. If you want, you could stop in Minneapolis, but there's nothing. I mean, really, it's Minneapolis. So you'd be out west in those states. So here's what I do is this summer, don't take any classes, okay? Find another part-time job. You're working as a personal trainer. Find another part-time job that you can take. See if you could start it now. Start making this extra money. Build up a larger war chest. Because ideally, as it is right now, I'd say $1,000 you'd last 2 weeks. It'd be dirt cheap. You'd be like buying granola bars and water and drinking out of the bubblers over on the waysides on the way out. So you'll lose weight on this trip. But if you can do 3, what else could you hit then? You could probably hit... I'd recommend Beartooth. Pass. This would not be places to live. It would show you beauty by Yellowstone. Yellowstone National Park, I'm not a big fan of. Beartooth Pass, yes, I am. But if we were to be more logical about, in 3 weeks, I think you could hit Vegas. You'd be spending a lot less time in each city, but you could hit Denver, hit Vegas, and you pretty much have to double back, go into Salt Lake, and then I'd go over into Rapid City. Or maybe you could do more of a northern. If you're more mountainous, if you're more like, you like hunting, you like the outdoors, you like truly rugged, you don't need a metropolitan area, if you're sick of Chicago, maybe check out Montana. Maybe check that out. Montana's kind of a big open, but there you got to get to Billings and anything west of Billings. Otherwise, anything east of Billings, there's not much except the North Dakota Theodore Roosevelt National Park, and that's a park. You can just look at it. You can't live there. I mean, you can live in Medora. Oh, you'd be the one guy who's black there. But yeah, I don't think. The larger point is, let's aim for this summer. between now and July, you build up the war chest to make it out definitely to Denver, definitely to Rapid City. Okay? If you think you got it in you to drive long distances, do Vegas, but if you can't make it there, then do Salt Lake. And we would leave Vegas, Arizona, Tucson, even California for a later point in time. But then that way you'll get kind of at least a good third of the West taken in. You wouldn't be doing Texas, you wouldn't be doing Florida, but you'd start to see the West, and you'd see the mountains, and you'd see different environments. And your brain will get your creative juices flowing. You think, okay, maybe this is something different I want to do. Do I like mountains? Do I like desert? You'll definitely see everything out there. Do you like Mormons? Where'd your request go? But then, when school starts, there's only one way I would go with your school, go back to school, and that is if there are other classes that you can take in STEM that would be used universally. Like, have you taken all your calc classes? Have you gotten calc out of the way? I'm just trying to think what else, because I didn't major in STEM. But physics. Take a look, because look, you're not going to go to college for stupid liberal arts bullshit, okay? You know that much. You know it's going to be STEM or the trades or something like that. See what other classes you have to take that would help you get a degree in welding, computer networking, engineering, what else? Computer science, that type of stuff, which would fall into the classes of calculus, physics, maybe even chemistry. In other words, you don't know what you're going to major in yet, but you know it's going to be in this general field. And if there are other classes you can take that would still not be wasting your time, you may not even get a full semester. You may not even get a full load, which may have an effect on your financial aid. But at least you're not wasting your time and your money. And your parents may start to sniff out if, like, you're only taking 12 credits or whatever, 3/4 credits are. I don't know. But tell your parents, like, look, I don't know what I want to major in, and this is my game plan. I'm going to go to school for this semester, taking these classes, but I'm going to go out on a road trip and figure out where I want to live, and da-da-da-da-da. And it'll be during summer, and hopefully you'll save up the money. Your parents will be proud. See if you can get a friend to go with you, split gas and all that. That's another way to lower the costs. And hopefully when you come back from your trip, you know what you want to major in. Like, oh my God, take a tour at the brew pubs or the distilleries in Colorado over in Denver. You're like, I want to work for Anheuser-Busch. I want to become a chemist. There you go. Boom. And they're like, there it is. But the showdown is going to happen with your parents sooner or later, that you're going to have to say, look, I'm not going to college when I don't know what I want to major in. And if you get out of college, you drop out, and they cut you off, that's why you have your 2 jobs lined up for the summer. Not just so you can build up money to go on this road trip, but so, like, in case they kick you out, and talk to your buddy Bill or whoever's out there and say, hey, can I crash on your couch if my parents kick me out? And then, man, then you're on your own, and you just got to bang away at work, save up that money, go travel, do what you want. I would avoid winter up north. That maybe is a good time to do Vegas and Arizona is during winter, because then you avoid the Chicago winters, which are horrible. And you'll figure it out. And then hopefully over the next year of wandering in the desert, you'll say, aha, this is what I want to do. And because, again, I can't force you to say, yep, you become a petroleum engineer. Well, how would you know? You don't know. Although that might be something cool. Go to North Dakota and look at the Bakken oil fields or what's left of them. I mean, they're not hiring, but it's something to see. You won't see land like that in Chicago. Imagine if Chicago and Illinois just got rid of everything they had, including the trees, and that's North Dakota. And the lake. That would be North Dakota. So, but anyway, yeah. So I think that kind of, you don't need a full summer. You don't have the finances for full summer. Plus, you're going to need to get a job to hedge your bet that your parents kick you out when you say, look, I don't know what I want to major in. I think that's the solution. So start applying for a part-time job, security guard, something like that. And then hopefully, definitely this summer you should be able to save up enough money you can at least hit Denver and Rapid City. So best of luck to you. Toodles.